do you have, what were the questions? What other solutions might there be? And what resources and assets are currently available? So let's go to other solutions first.
Could we see the previous one?
Yeah.
So, see if we expand it or if we...
Thank you for being considerate. Don't be shy.
Oh,
Jonathan.
Go ahead.
okay.
Then we'll go to John.
I'm just expanding on the IT stuff. I can't see it now.
Trans-tech, where it
Just say
says
what's
have
on your
volunteers
mind.
or
Okay.
contract
Just
with-
say what's on your mind.
It's critical to provide individuals with current technology to use, because I mean, the updated operating systems, updated memory, probably printers, because as people age, they want to actually have it in their hand. They don't want to have it in their memory on their computer or anything. They want to be able to print out what they see.
Good, thank you.
Updated technology.
Jonathan?
I had two, this is John.
Oh, just.
I had two items. One is, the village model. There are a couple of formal ones that I know of on the north side, but there's a lot of informal village style work where
Okay.
it's essentially communal action. Older residents kind of helping each other, trading rides to the doctor for some home repair work, for example. It would be really interesting to try to identify where all those opportunities are, especially in faith communities, which I think do a lot of this. But it goes kind of, doesn't get categorized and called out, but I think it exists.
Ah,
So it'd be really interesting to poll like faith groups about what they're offering. Second recommendation is kind of to share, maybe a prioritized list of the top 5, 10 identified needs. Annually, the city, which is a recipient of federal aging dollars, the Older Americans Act, it has to undergo a process of community engagement to identify needs and then develop its plan, right? I used to head that process. These issues should be brought to that table. It's the annual kind of Chicago area on agency needs assessment, but it should inform service delivery. They can make a decision to steer some dollars to agencies that are being thoughtful about these particular needs and responsive. So just a way to get visibility for this incredible information gathering and to help inform overburdened city infrastructure. Because people in the city want to do well, but they're overwhelmed.
great point, great point. As someone who's testified at one of those, I can say that it's actually a really great idea. And I thought I heard someone in here, was it you, Phyllis?
Maybe. I was thinking about the access to information navigator type thing, and it seems like there are a bunch of community organizations that engage seniors, and maybe the seniors themselves could be, could be trained. It may not be one-stop shopping, but could be trained to be like an area expert. This is what spin down means. This is how you deal with a letter like you get from Medicaid.
Right. So would that be, a term that comes to mind is like a peer educator? Is that a little bit what you're talking about? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you can have meetings for those people, all the Medicaid specialists, all the housing specialists, all the blah, blah, blah specialists.
Great, thank you. Any others?
For those who are aging in place, which is, I place myself in that category, a resource list of people that might be needed or required for in-house repairs or maintenance, and also for possibly, there's a situation now with a friend of mine whose father has Parkinson's, so he's now starting to black out when he's standing or talking. So he had to go in. Now they're trying to find out why he's blacking out, because he was doing PT. And his wife had cancer. At any rate, she needs somebody to come in and dust or do certain things. Now, she was a nurse, but she's retired now, but she's tired of taking care of the Parkinson person. and she is now having some, issues. Someone needs to go. Do we have a major list? Could we have a list where you just say, here's a list of people that will come in, and do this on a Tuesday, whatever day you want, for 8 hours. Now I know the Department of Aging for the city has a number of resource lists, but that list is not, and I know for sure, even non-LGBTQ people, they're not aware of it. There's not enough dissemination of the information directly to the hands of those that need it. And the ones that have all the information, they're not getting it, they're not doing a very good outreach to the community.
So making those connections.
Some kind of central place where some of us could tell the other one, here's this, or call this, or do that. I'm finding it, let me get to my point. I'm finding it sad and amazing that the knowledge that should be there for us elders, we don't know where to start. Something happened to me, I don't know, a couple of years ago, and I was sitting there saying, what do you do? Now basically I've had partners, but I'm basically my own provider.
Right.
And I'm going, what are you going to do for you? There was nobody to call at that time. And I'm a record keeper. There was nothing in my house for me to look at and say, call that person.
Right.
And they'll lead me to where I need to be. So I'm not sure what I'm asking here, but there are a lot of us, at least I'm aware on the south side, who are aging in place. They own their own homes. They're keeping everything up. They don't have Alzheimer's yet,
Right.
but they're starting to ail
Mm-hmm.
and have little health conditions that kind of throw them off key, and particularly if they're single.
Right. You bring up a lot of points that will be repeated. Some of the themes,
Will be,
the caregiving
okay.
and all that are some things that are going to come up in the next one,
But
which we have to move on to.
maybe a home resource list that
Yeah,
can be
yeah.
used for out and aging or something, or a
Yeah.
magazine or something. All of this
Can I
information
add to that?
be in one
Yeah,
It
place.
needs
I
to
think
be
we can move on.
updated. It needs to
Oh, yeah.
always be
Yeah.
updated.
And that's usually the reason why
That's
none of us have it, because
There used to be a magazine that you could use here in Chicago. Is it still published?
In the old blue book for
Yeah,
resources.
whatever. Yeah, you can look in
No.
here and get
United Way was doing that.
a
but
gay psychiatrist or whomever you
Yeah.
need or
Blue
whatever.
book, yeah.
He's, Windy City Times is very good. Your resources are excellent. But we need something larger or
Yeah.
more.
But the city of Chicago is launching the Chicago Health Atlas, that is supposed to be an online resource that can connect you to resources within that community. Now, obviously, I don't know if they're LGBTQs focused, but you could have another category within that atlas.
Or
'Cause
designation.
Yeah, you know how in restaurants they say V or whatever, gluten free or whatever. I'm sorry, I don't need to compare people to food, but but I know that they have. I talked to them about having that resource for people that trans women and gay men.
Right.
That would be, and so I don't know if they're going to drill down,
Okay.
but nonetheless,
Yeah.
there's a lot. It seems to me there's a lot of information out there, and it's
Yeah,
very
there's a
difficult
lot.
that it's not kind of centralized
we
and
have to
organized.
stop on this
Sorry.
one.
Okay,
So
okay.
can folks write on their sheet
Yeah.
any other thoughts that you have? We want to make sure that we go through the others, and I know it's never enough time, right? But we do want to actually collect those sheets, so please write down other things, and feel free to skip around the page and all of that, because we've got 2 more sections to go through.
One other thing, laws affecting
Just write it down.
Write it down,
homeowners.
write it down,
Write it
write it
Right
down.
now.
Toys are done, Bill. All right. So the next major theme, community building.
And our quote, "I don't have the support system, no children, no nieces or nephews. If I get sick, I'm going to California or Mexico and end it. I need a quality of life so I can do things. I need something to do. All of my responsibilities keep me going." So the concerns and issues that came up around this, there's an uncertainty about what support network will be there for you in the future. Need to make continuing care communities affordable. Neighbors should help neighbors. Mutual aid groups needed for aging through death. Want connections to young people, intergenerational programming. Technology could be leveraged to reduce isolation. Change is hard. I know what I know, and I'm not interested in what's happening elsewhere. Some of the solutions, and there, as we noticed last week, there's definitely crossover in all of these. So again, here, comprehensive navigators, the villages and other models, including those using tiny homes with younger persons living on site, digital and in-person caretaker and buddy services, lift up the stories of LGBT older adults in media and other venues, having informal and formal peer groups to share information and support each other, and more engagement of faith communities as locations for services.
Okay.
So again, ready, set, and what we're going to ask you to do is to report out things that might be different from what we've already put up so far.
Could you back the slide up again?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay.